Hey, everyone, it's Jane from Your Weight Loss. How are we all doing today, Leash?
We are doing great, Jose.
Oh my goodness. Okay, well, we're still in November. I feel like November is like a month of just like kind of not surviving, but it's like an in-between month. Like there's like really, I don't know, in our personal, like September's big with your weight loss. Definitely December is just big with holidays. January, like every month has a thing. It's like February. Aren't you happy we're not eating Tim Hortons again this February?
I mean, who knows what you're going to come up with before February? So who
No,
knows?
nothing. I'm not.
It would have to be people ask us that all the time, eh? Like, would you ever do it again? And I'm like, would I create a documentary again? Yes. But like, it would have to be like, feel as purposeful as that documentary did. And like, I'm so proud of that piece of content and it's so relevant still. And it's so funny and it's so impactful that like, there need to be a reason why I did another one, a different message.
I know. What do you think the different, like loved filming, loved to see myself on a big screen, loved hosting a premiere, loved everything that came with just doing a documentary, spending every day with you. It was a lot of work. That piece of content and that message is done. Like it's done. If you want that message, you just keep watching that, say check. Like we did it. We proved calorie deficit. We talked about language. We talked about labeling food, eating out. Like it's just like such a good piece of content that there's so many messages in one thing. We absolutely love that we did that, you guys. So anyways, if you don't know what we're talking about, you're behind. So we did a documentary in February called Would You Eat a Donut a Day? And we literally ate only Tim Hortons for the whole month of February in 2022. And it's on sale all the time. You can find this in our link tree. It's only $9.99. It is an hour and a half of a good time. You will laugh. And I'm just like proud of how like highly produced it was. Like we rocked it. No regrets.
No regrets. Check.
No. I think that maybe the messaging next time would be more, it would be less about obviously calories and weight loss. Which it wasn't only about that clearly, but it was kind of like what led us to this documentary. I think the next one would be a little bit more cushy, wishy, mushy.
It's so hard to capture that. Do you know what I mean? Like the whole calorie deficit thing, not that that was the whole goal. The whole goal was literally to just eat Tim Hortons for a month.
And
like that was the goal.
And see what's going to happen.
We for sure felt like we were going to lose weight.
Yeah.
But we didn't we weren't going to go to all costs to lose weight. We were not going to starve ourselves. But yeah, that message is easier. You know what I mean? Because we tracked our calories. We know how many calories we ate. We know how much weight we lost. We know how many donuts we ate. The cushy wushy, it's harder to
it would have to have, it would definitely have to have like some sort of like a template, kind of like there's a certain thing that we're doing. I think it would take more than 1 month to film as well. Like I think it would be more of like a bigger journey. But yeah, no, this documentary was definitely weight loss, meal plans, just like that conversation of what we do at Your Weight Loss. And then I think this would be more focused on like who you are, what you value, maybe even happiness. Like, I just feel like we have such goodness to give in this world.
We have a lot to offer the world.
I truly believe that. I think that we're rocking it.
Okay. So I have I don't know if this is good news or bad news. I think it's actually good news.
Okay.
So I just saw birds fly out of my home.
Okay. And the thing why she's saying that is because before we started recording, she's like, there's an animal that lives in my fireplace. And Jeff was like,
I'm gonna have to, I think it's like the chute, like, because obviously when you have a fireplace, there's a place where it comes out of your home, right?
Right.
But so there's somewhere, and I'd heard little scratchings. Now you don't want it to be like a squirrel or a raccoon because they do like serious damage.
Yes, they do.
You also don't want it to be a bird, but a bird is better.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
So I just heard scratching and then I watched them fly out.
Oh, yeah. So you have your answer. I think. Oh, so what's the answer or the solution? Is it just to put a thing over the chute?
No, poor little buddies. There's probably their nest in there.
Okay.
I think we will need to get a ladder and look in.
Look in and then do what?
Move the nest.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow. Okay.
I don't know if they're going to find it. I don't think we can just close it. It will probably need to stay open, but like move the nest.
Okay. Move the nest. Call Jeff. He'll tell you what to do.
There
and
was
then
one
tell
time we
Neil what
did
to
have
do.
a raccoon in our old house. It wasn't in the house though. He was living like underneath
The basement.
shed.
Oh yeah, he just like created his whole like country right
Oh
there.
yeah. He's like, oh, I'm sorry. I live here now.
Yes, exactly. This is my kitchen. Get out of my
Yeah.
kitchen. Oh my gosh. Yeah, no, they're restarting the our ceilings. They're doing like they're redoing. They think they fixed the leaking issue, everyone. We've been having leaks in our living room since day one. So like we hope like every time there's a hurricane, which there's one every year. And then it like started to leak even without hurricanes, just really windy, rainy days. Anyway, so they're fixing it again. Just like, are you excited to see like that the construction men that we've known for 4 years? I'm like, absolutely, can't wait to see
Yeah.
them what
That's
they've been
not
up
fun.
to. That's not fun. They're just gonna ruin. Oh, and then it's the holidays. Oh, hopefully they don't stay here long.
What do you mean?
Like as in like they're gonna like take over my living room. You know what I
Oh, I'm
mean?
on. I'm hoping that this is not a 2-month process.
I'm really hoping as well. That would be
When do they start?
ridiculous. I don't know. Jeff just said that the other day
Okay.
that they're coming because they think they fixed it. So they're willing because we like waited because like stop fixing it and then it's not fixed. So then it like ruins it again. Like they've come here and fixed our ceilings like 4 times. So now they really think our issues is fixed. And then Jeff was like, if it's not fixed, we're just like burning the whole thing, starting over. And they're like, we're not building it.
That's frustrating though, when something
Yeah,
like
it's
that's
frustrating
happening.
for everyone. Yeah, for them, for us. Like, but they've like been so good to us. It's been 5 years and they're still like here doing this as like well, it's been doing that since day one. So we're gonna try to fix it. It's good.
Oof, oof,
Oof,
oof,
oof, oof.
oof.
Okay, so I wanted to talk about worth it.
Ooh, juicy,
Yeah.
juicy.
Juicy. This is juicy because it's brought some juice on the internet saying that things are
Yeah.
worth it.
I don't think it's juicy.
No, the internet thinks it's juicy.
The internet cannot handle it when we say worth it. So explain to them what that means.
Well, I just feel like we've, done a few posts where it's like, we want to show what things are worth and not worth it to us. And whether it's a TikTok or just a random story, it definitely gives people a feeling. And they reply and they just like seem to not like, especially if we say that a nutrient dense food is not worth it.
Ooh, extra.
That gets to them. That is like, you're not allowed to say that a banana is not worth it.
I was going to say a banana as well. When we paired it with a banana, whoa.
They lost their shit on us.
Lost their minds.
And it was
are ruining the world with your message of a banana.
Yeah. Yeah. And it was just like, they're like, you shouldn't be fearing bananas. And I'm like, oh, whoa. We didn't say that bananas were bad. Like, we didn't say that like bananas were like, we just said that a banana wasn't worth it to us. Like, I don't understand why that's so upsetting, as if like they're telling us that we should value a banana every single time we're like faced with a banana. And also I think it's the part where, let's say you do value a banana, you're almost insulted that someone else doesn't value it, but it's not about you. Is this your story? Is this your Instagram?
And it's not even like we were comparing like a banana versus like a chocolate bar. Do you know what I mean?
And even
like,
if we did, and even if
we did, I agree. But it's not like we were even doing that. Like maybe I'm then just choosing an apple. You know what I mean?
Right. Yes.
Like, because actually to me, a banana isn't worth it to me. I'm going to say it out loud. Everyone, did you hear me? Internet. Bananas are just meh to me. Like, it's just not my thing.
Exactly. And in my mind, I'm like, and I think that this is where it's like the society needs to work on, is almost choosing for others what should be worth it. Like, it should be a priority of yours to move your body. And I'm like, well, maybe it isn't. Maybe it's not worth it to you to go. Like, I value it, but I'm not like insulted if someone else like chooses to not exercise or move their body. But I think that when it comes to food, they're almost telling you, like, it's not like we're saying not eating it is better than eating it. Like, stop putting words in our mouth. All we're saying is, I don't like bananas. That's literally it. And it's not worth it to me, even if it was 0 calories. Like, even if it was 0 calories, I don't want your banana. Thank you so much. So it's a very interesting to me that like because, and I think it's because it's a nutrient dense foods. Now, if I was saying this about wings or cheesecake or whatever, depending on the audience though, because some people literally don't even want you to say that at all. They don't even want you to say that a cheesecake is not worth it. Like, oh, this is disordered thinking. Qu'est-ce que tu parles about? I'm just saying that I don't like this food item.
Yeah. And guys, it's not like we create calorie awareness at Your Way Weight Loss. Like that's what we promote. That is a tool that we help our members use to either create a calorie deficit or create calorie maintenance or whatever. So it's calorie awareness. Okay. So it's not like we're like meticulously like that's what I think that promotes disordered eating, meticulously counting, measuring, writing, trying to hit a total. To me, that creates disordered eating. I know it does. I've experienced it. I've seen it myself and thousands of other women.
Yeah.
However, I do not think that me having awareness around, oh, wow, I know cheesecake is calorie dense. That is a large piece of cheesecake. So I know that has a lot of calories. Right now, that's just not worth it to me. I do not see that as disordered. I see that as eyes open, making a choice.
Absolutely. And I think there's a difference between like, I'm being forced to not think that to choose this, to say no to it. Like, it's just like, I just like, don't want it. Like, and you don't need to have, and people that say this is disordered behavior is like, they're like, you should have free range. I have free range, but I also have standards that I'm not just going to eat everything that's in front of me because I have free range. Like, and so for me, again, it's like, I can choose something is not worth it to me without having a budget. And so, so like, for example, I did this live, people enjoyed it. We talked about that tube top that was $298. Now, I just like randomly sent this message to this business. How much is this tube top? And they answered $298. Now, I'm not on a money budget. I don't feel like I'm on a budget, but I do have standards on where I spend my money. So even if I'm not on a budget, I'm not just like buying everything that's in front of me because, oh, I have money. Like that's ridiculous, right? We all have a budget that is all about like what feels right and what feels worth it. Like, so for me, I'm not saying that I wouldn't want to spend $300 on something. I just spent $1,500 on Shania Twain. So like, that was worth it to me. Someone else is like, that's ridiculous. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. Like that for me felt good. So like right there, that is a great example of, it's not about the budget. It's not that I'm limiting myself. It's not that I'm like, I wish I could, but I just can't. It's like, that is not worth it to me, but something else might be. So the 100-calorie banana is not worth it to me, but the 100-calorie Kit Kat bar is worth it to me. And so like, when people are like, oh my God, that shouldn't be more a priority than this. That is none of your business. I get to choose what I do with my calories and my money. So like, in my mind, I'm like, when people are like, oh, that should be a priority. And I think there are some things in society, like people are very confused as to why I don't drink. It's like every time I meet someone new, they think it's like because I'm limiting myself or whatever. And I'm like, I don't like it. It's disgusting. I will not use 1 calorie. And even when I do, it's just like to be cool. Like when I do the tequila shot, it's for the Instagram. It's for the 15 minutes of like, that is it. And that is worth 65 calories. But I'm sorry, a bottle of wine where it's just, first of all, I would never get to that point. I can't even drink 1 drink. I'm like, like, it's so disgusting. It's how I feel when I eat a banana. It is disgusting. Like, I don't want it for free. I don't want your wine for free. I don't care how many calories. Like, so I think that's the point. Like, it's the way you see it. It's your intention behind saying it's not worth it.
I love that you're also like, consider if it was free. Do you know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't eat bananas even if they were 0 calories. I still would not eat bananas. And I would drink wine if it was double the amount of calories. So
exactly. It's just like I did the Shania Twain ticket.
Exactly.
There you go. So like some people could be like, oh my God, I want to do that. And I'm like, well, I would definitely not use 1,500 calories for one. That is disgusting. You know what I mean? And someone else is like, it's my nightmare to meet her. It's my nightmare to go on stage. Like, I'd be so scared. You know what I mean? And I'm like, that is my dream. Like my ticket for go see Will Perfect.
But people I love the, analogy of comparing it to money, because I think people get less emotional about money than they do about calories. But because there's so much, as women, especially, we have so much emotions connected with what we eat. And also we have this level of like worthiness around society of like shoulding, like, you know, when I eat nutrient dense, this is what I should do. So I'm worthy. I'm like meeting societal standards and all that stuff. So I think that people get a little uncomfortable when we suggest the idea of just making your big girl choices with the information that you have. And I love that you said, well, people say, well, you should be able to eat anything. You can. If you've been listening, if you've been watching, you should know that that is what we promote above and beyond, that you can eat what you want. However, I'm okay to not want the cheesecake sometimes. And sometimes I do. Like, and I'm allowed to say for myself, that's not worth it to me today.
Yeah.
Today.
Yeah. And I said this at the end of my live, like, especially when someone is trying to push you to eat something because it should be worth it. Like, why? Like, you could be pushing me like, oh, try a margarita. It's the best. It should be worth it to you because it's so worth it to, you know? So I think that people push food, like, eat my cake. My cake is so good, whatever. And you're like, I just like, that's not worth it to me. I don't like cake. Like, I don't want your cake. It's the same as saying like, you should buy this, like, this should be worth it to you. Buy it. And you're like, I don't want to spend my money here. Like, and I think that we don't do that for money because it's none of our business. It should be the same for calories.
And
it's none of your business.
Literally every single one of us spend our money differently.
Yes.
And we just don't talk. It doesn't get talked about a lot though, right? Like,
No.
I could tell you how much my car payment is and you could say that's ridiculous. And someone else would say that's a deal. I could talk about how much my grocery bill is a month. I could talk about how much I spend on beer. Like, and other people say that's ridiculous. That wouldn't be worth it to me. And that's fine. That's your business. This is my business. I just do not know why the words worth it is so triggering for people. And honestly, guys, full moment here. We love having conversations with you guys. We love understanding. When we did the Tim Hortons thing, there was a lot of people that had a lot of opinions, and you were amazing, Jose. You kept calm and collective and said, like, let's talk about this. And if you're listening to this and you felt triggered by us talking about worth itness, I'd love to have a conversation about it. Like, send us a DM. Tell us, why do you think, first of all, what emotion did that make you feel? And why do you think? And like, let's have a conversation about it. Maybe we're missing a perspective that we should consider, and maybe tweaking our language when we discuss it could be more beneficial to you guys. Let's like open it up.
Yeah. And I think that always recognizing that what we're trying to do is to give you your power back, to make choices that are worth, like, that's not worth it or worth it. That's what we want. So it's like to give you, like, we're not saying it should be or shouldn't be, just like showing you that we are. Yeah.
I love that. Can you say that again?
We're just trying to give you your power back.
Give you your power back, guys. Yeah. You deserve the power of choosing what goes in your mouth. And please make sure that everything is worth it to you. Whether it's a piece of freaking lettuce with 2 calories or whether it's a whatever with
Putin
20,000.
Yeah.
It should be delicious. You should enjoy it. It should align with your values. It should all of the things.
Yeah, I feel like having your power back and really choosing what you want to do with your own calorie, like with what, and it's not a calorie budget. You can have a budget, you can have a calorie standards. Like for me, it's like standards more than a budget, because it's like I went over budget. I don't even know what my budget is. I don't even know. I just press yes, I will buy a $1,500 ticket. And then, but I feel like at the end of the day, it's like recognizing that you are a big girl. And when it comes to this part, you have full control. Oh my God, I need to tell you something. So someone was upset. I forgot to tell you, but I'm saying it in the podcast. And it was like cute. Like, it's fine. It's fine. So this person was upset because we said, who does Jose need to sleep with to get front row tickets? Okay. And then this person said, she doesn't have to sleep with anyone. Women should buy their own ticket. And I was like, that's what I'm saying. I bought my own ticket. I'm not saying that I would literally sleep with someone to get a ticket. I can buy my own ticket. We're just saying, who do we need to talk to? So in my mind, I'm like, look at her. Like, we're giving you back your power. You have your own budget. You have your own money. I have my own money. I can buy my own ticket. Yes, thank you. I agree. I just wanted to know who I needed to talk to know how to buy these tickets.
We were
But like,
just being funny.
we're just being funny, you guys. You know? But yeah, so it's basically like you having your own money. I feel like women deserve to have their own money. I love when women have their own money.
Yeah.
They make their own money. Well, here everyone has their own calorie budget. So like, I know that not everyone's in a position to whatever, but everyone's in a position to have their own calorie budget. Like everyone has their own calorie thing. No one takes that away from you. You know what I mean? So you are a big girl. Choose how you're going to spend it and what's
And you know
worth it
what,
to you.
guys, when you start to try to create a calorie deficit, let's say you are on a weight loss journey and you decide to try to create a calorie deficit, but really prioritize what's worth it to you. What happens is when the scale doesn't go down, because there will be weeks, months that the scale doesn't go down, you're not so frustrated and throw in the towel. And it's not so dramatic because what you're eating was all worth it to you. The frustration comes when you start eating things like bananas because you think you should, or carrots, and then you don't lose weight. And then you're like, well, Bella, I ate all the societal shoulds and I didn't even lose weight. And you get frustrated and you give up. The chances of you giving up are way less when you're eating food that you like.
Yeah. Societal shoulds. I like that because honestly, the societal shoulds have not been working, and the societal shoulds are really contradicting themselves and they're not realistic. Like you can't do all the societal shoulds all in the same day. Like they want you to spend time with your husband, but you also need to be at home every night to put your kids to bed. And then you also like, how does this all possible? They cannot all coexist. All the societal shoulds cannot coexist. They want you to eat the cheesecake, but they want you to eat fruits and vegetables all the time. And they want you to do organic. And then right now it's plant-based. Like I can't keep up with the societal shoulds. Like they just keep changing their minds. So I'm just going to like live in my little like four walls and do my thing so that I only have certain time on this earth. And I like really, when you think about it, and I don't want to spend my time like doing it, what the people think I should be doing. Like I want to be like, I did my thing. I did what I wanted to do. You know, you can have standards for yourself. It's the standard part. You don't need rules. You don't need societal rules. We all have different standards for the life we're creating, and it has a different look. And I said that in the story yesterday, like you creating your favorite self, you could weigh 250, you could weigh 120. Like, that's why, like, why are we having like all this goal of what we should all weigh if we're 5'9"? Like, that's ridiculous. Like we all have a life we're trying to create. And so even if society's like, you should look this way, or you should weigh this, it doesn't fit with how you want to live your life. Like, it's a lot, but you have to give yourself the chance to let your brain think like that, because it's beautiful on the other side. Once you can like really figure out, like, I don't have to lose weight. If I can stop now, if that's what I want, I can do that. If I wanted to, I can change my mind and not be societal standards.
I really loved your reel that you did yesterday with the bag of chocolate. It just, the way, how you dropped it, your face when you dropped it, it was everything. I watched it 5 times.
I like the ending too. Yeah, the ending was like strong, solid ending. Yeah, no, it was a good one. They like that song. I'm just going to keep doing that thing. Why not? Just keeps giving a message. That's all that matters.
There's a new song. I saved it for you / me. And it's like, it's me.
Hi, I'm the problem. It's me. Yeah, I did it. I did it for TikTok to say that I'm the problem. I didn't post for months. And they loved it.
Oh, hilarious. Okay. I didn't know that you had matched
I'm
that.
The problem. It's me. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah, it was good. And it was like the first one I posted in Takadi after we talked about it. I'm like, okay, I'm just going to use this sound. And then I used it. And then Jessie from Bella Promise was like, love when you show up on my For You page. And it was that one. Yeah. So yeah, when you haven't posted on TikTok in months because you are overthinking what you should be posting. It's me. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me. Yeah. They're like, we just miss your face. Post anything. That's what they commented.
See, they love you. The talk.
Yeah, they do love the na, like 50K views and 30K views since yesterday. They love that song. Yep. And I have the other one too, that I Have a Secret. They like that.
Okay.
Yeah, cool. Right. Just doing my thing.
Yeah. Did we tell the people that are listening about the free trial?
So free trial still on, you guys, as you know. So you want to be able to try out your weight loss right now for free for 10 days. You get access to everything, cookbook included, community group included, team, all of the duos. And again, like Alicia said last podcast, make sure that you are ready to, what's the word you use? Engage with those 10 days, engage with your weight loss.
Invest and engage. Mm-hmm. Guys, here's the thing. If you want something, Like if you want weight loss, if you want to think differently, if you want to change your life, you are going to have to give it minutes.
Yeah.
And it's so ironic to me because our weight loss program is probably the one that takes the least amount of actual physical minutes out there. You do not have to meal prep. You do not have to make fancy recipes. You do not need to exercise. Think about the actual minutes that you would need to give. However, we're still struggling sometimes to invest that time. Like if I want my kids to be reading more, I need to invest some resource, whether I teach them or I pay someone else to teach them. I need a resource. Is it time? Is it money? I don't know. But if you guys, if you want this, we need to go. Anything in the world that I see that I want, I need to invest a resource to get it, whether it's money or time or effort or all of the above. I need to invest. So guys, you need to invest in yourselves.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think that like, and it's just, people don't just get things, they invest in in their dreams. And I think if your dream is like, I would love to feel good in my skin and eat what I want, that exists. We keep telling you that, but the limiting beliefs keep, like, you really need to invest on learning how to create that. Jeff saying, I want to become a pilot. There was a lot of time invested in that and figuring out, and things that I never thought he would do, like waking up at 5 a.m. That just showed how, like, in the middle of the winter, it's -30. He wakes up to go fly his plane, like sick shows. And like in my mind, I'm like, people watch and they just see the final product. And I'm like, you guys, there was like conversations, and we needed to figure out like Noah was still like just 1 when he started this. And I was like, you're not leaving me in the morning alone with these children. Like I need adults in my life.
You were a really good wife during that time. Can we take a minute to take a step back?
Well, first of all, it's also because like I hate flying and everything. Like and also Jeff dying is my nightmare. So like it was just like everything. But at the same time, he went out of his way, like for him to go at 5 a.m. to not really disrupt our life that we already have. Like kind of like you didn't want to disrupt your life way back and go to the gym at 4 a.m. It's the same thing, right? Now he has time, he goes during the day, whatever, but his course, it needed to be either mornings, and it was early morning, or while we're getting the kids to go to, school or daycare. So like he did that, and he, even through the pandemic, like he also invested in like for him to be able to do the things that he's doing, where he's flying us, across the country, he needed to invest in like the simulator and practice. Like he wanted this. So when people just see, oh, well, he just like flies. No, that didn't just happen. Like he invested so much in that hobby.
I think that's such an amazing example. And like literally people just see the Instagram pics of you in front of the plane and they're like, oh, look how lucky for them. How easy, whatever. Literally go back from when Jeff came out of his mother's vagina.
Yes.
This is when it started to get him to this point. And then obviously things escalated here, but he gave time. He gave money. He gave mental energy. All of that is our resources that he invested to get him to the point where he could safely fly a plane with his family. That's what happened.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think that people sometimes just see the final, like you said, the Instagram pic or whatever. And it's like, it could be years of creating a life for himself to be able to, and even if you think money, like Jeff has been Jeff since he's 14, like he has RSSPs from 14. So he's not lucky. It's just what he did when he was 14. We made other choices. Like, it's just what it is. And I think that that's like unique. And also like, oh, Jose, that's just how she thinks. That's her mindset. I'm sorry. Jose since 13 fought to be able to create her life without a meal plan. You know what I mean? So like, it's just at the end of the day, it's you invest in who you want to be. And if right now you're living a life that is just not conducive to who you want to be, there is a way out of that. Like, but it starts today and it might take years. It's like when people want a sample of the Counter Time regimen for anti-aging. And I'm like, you will only get anti-aging in 5 years of using, it's not in the little package of the sample. Now I understand they might want to see if they're like going to react, but you will not see anti-aging this week.
No.
You see what I'm saying? Oh my God, it's funny. But yeah, no, we definitely got a lot of you're lucky. Your husband flies a plane or you have a plane. And I'm like, excuse me, like luck, there's no luck. He needed to get into college. He needed to get up every morning. Like, you know what I mean? Like he made that happen. And I actually said to one person, I was like so upset because she was being very rude about like how privileged I was. And I was like, yes, but we obviously created a lot of what I have. And then I'm like, go get your pilot license if you want to fly a plane. We're not unicorns over here. We're regular humans who did this. You're a regular human. You know what I mean? Like, in my mind, I'm like, I know there are resources and things, but like those resources, to pay for college came from years ago. Like, it's just like a life we've built together. I feel like people don't see that.
Yeah. And guys, we know that everyone comes to the table with different resources. We know that, like Jose and Jeff were in the position they were in. They were born in whatever family they were born in, the city they were born in. They had those resources. Okay. But then they went like this with the resources available. Yes. And you guys can do the same thing with your weight loss journey. Don't watch us and say, easy for them, they work from home. Easy for them, their kids aren't young. Easy for them, blah, 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 blah. With my walks, people used to say that to me all the time. Well, right. When do I exercise? Well, when I had a normal 9 to 5, I got up at 4:45 every single morning for years to exercise. So it's not about looking around and seeing what resources other people have. It's looking within, guys, and seeing what do you have and how can you make the most of your life?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And I think there's just like no value. Like maybe you don't want to become a pilot or like, but like, don't underestimate the work that someone else or the values of someone else. Like there were still values and priorities that needed to happen for us to have this opportunity. So I think there are choices at the end of the day, and just like own what you want to do. Like I'm not a pilot. I would not have done that, so I understand if you don't want to. But I think that's the thing. Like, it's just like, what resources do I have? And not, like you said, not spending your time looking at what other people have. Okay, wait, do not look at your life in the lens of the things you don't have. If you are only looking at your life in a lens of, I don't have this, I don't have that, you have stuff, you have resources, there is a path. And so I think if we can stop looking at what we don't have and start creating awareness on what we do have, way more effective, productive.
Even just minutes. Stop looking at the time you don't have and look at the time you do have. How can I make the most of the time I do have?
Yes. And the reason why we say this is because like you deserve to live in your own world. Yes. Every single one of you happy. Like you deserve to feel good in whatever world and situation and that you are in. Like you deserve that. You deserve to make the best out of it. So that's the message here. That's the inspiration, you guys.
Yeah, I think that comes from our passion, is because we know that everyone's favorite self, everyone's best life is just waiting for them behind their own thoughts. Yeah, they're not missing money. They're not missing more time. They're not missing, they're just literally, it's their thoughts.
Yeah, because money and time is so relative. Like you will not be able to match, like get to a point where you're like, it's so relative. Like what is enough money? What is enough time? What does that even mean? Like we hear tons of people that are retired that don't have time. We hear millionaires that don't have money. So that aren't happy. And they're also like, I don't have money to do. There's always the next thing that you won't have enough money to do. So like always. So that's why it's so relative. These things that we think are waiting for us or are the answer are so relative. And I think that's where, I remember this one teacher who was struggling financially, like big time. And he's like, all I want right now is to be able to have money to pay my grocery. I remember that. And he's like, cause he was just like paying bills. There's like, choices that he had made were like coming to haunt him and in terms financially. And I was just thinking about like how, someone like Justin Bieber or someone that like really, really rich, all this person wants is literally money to eat. And then this other person is just, probably like, oh, I wish I could have like this kind of car or whatever. They probably can have whatever he wants. But you see what I mean? Like, as in, it's so relative that they lose, $10,000 or $1 million. And it's like, oh my God. And all we want is $50, so it's so relative. Like someone can lose so much money and we're like, oh my God, but there's still like, there's so much left. But for them,
it's basically, it's what you said is all I want. It's like it's the next thing. And we've talked about this before. It's that like that hamster wheel of happiness. Oh, I'll just get a new car, then I'll be happy. I'll just lose 5 more pounds and then I'll be happy. I'll just do this and I'll be happy. It's that hamster wheel, and just being present in the moment, being grateful for your current life while working towards creating the best one.
life. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, you guys, join our 10-day free trial. Take advantage of this moment. It only happens a few times a year, actually just a couple times a year. So you want to be able to sign in, get everything that you need for 10 days and take advantage. Okay, bye everyone.